Hi. So, as you may have seen in a previous video, I talked briefly about how you shouldn't overestimate the first week of college or the first month of college, let's be real. Because it's kind of like waking up in the morning. For me personally, when I wake up, I'm not immediately jumping out of bed. I'm denying that it's the morning, wondering what time it actually is because I haven't heard my alarm yet. Slowly turning to my alarm and my phone and eventually 20-30 minutes later, maybe an hour, let's be real, it's more like, okay, I'm doing things. I'm going to class. Whatever it is. That's basically the first month of college. Like, for some people it kicks up really quickly, for some people it never isn't busy, but I find typically most of the time it's slow. But you're not here to listen to me talk about that. You're here because I have some tips and some potential solutions so that even if it is slow, and even if you feel like you have nothing to do, you can actually see how things are changing. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so first things first. There's usually more clubs than people think are on campus. Like, I remember when I was in high school, it took me 3 years to find out about this sword fighting club. And it was only wooden swords. It was only like fake. It wasn't like actual like fencing and things. But I went to a huge school, 4,000 students, and to find out that there was a cereal club, an anime club, which I should have known a lot sooner than I did, but anyway. All I'm trying to say in this one is that don't be surprised if Club Fair comes around and you go, because Club Fair, at least for my school, is usually within the first week, if not the first 2 weeks. So don't be surprised if you come and there's Club Fair and you turn the corner and you suddenly see, like, board game club, barbershop singing club, fencing, and other things of that nature club. That's one thing. But if clubs aren't really your thing, or if you're just like, I missed the club fair, or I was busy, you can always ask friends or just walk around, because usually there are signs and there are posters and advertisements. And even though it's not a guarantee that that'll be popping up so quickly after school starts, usually there's at least something, if not a social gathering for students of any grade level, year level, any of that. Now, let's say you're like, clubs aren't really my thing, and I don't have any friends because this is day one for me, and I don't want to be seen as a freshman. Well, one, the reality is, and I didn't think this was true, I learned the hard way, people usually know when they're dealing with freshmen, especially in the first few weeks, because take pictures of yourself and kind of like take notes of what you do, because once you get used to what the setup of college is, and once you get kind of used to that structure, if you stay in college, you don't have to, but if you stay, you'll get accustomed to everything and your school's way of working, and all of a sudden you'll be walking down the street and you won't even be like, I'm so cool. You'll just be walking around and you'll see people who are new and you're like, oh, they're new to the campus. Isn't that so cute? I frequently, to this day, you can tell when someone's freshman usually because they're near a map, or they have this look of, And yeah, it's just obvious. So if you don't want to be seen as a freshman, then explore the campus more than you might think you should, and also check out social events. There are things that upperclassmen find out about and stuff like that. Kind of like embrace the fact that you don't know everything there is to know about this campus or your college or your university, and then just decide to be social nonetheless. If you're going to parties, you should at least go with one other person that seems to be like a decent person, if not a decent friend, because stuff happens. And while I can't speak for anything at my school because I never go to parties, but if you want to go to parties, yeah, just be careful. Just think smart. And then I guess my final tip that I would have in regards to all of this, if you're not one to socialize, you kind of want things, like if you're not one to push socializing and you want things to happen naturally, but you're also like, why isn't anything happening? I want you to either write out or just think back to when you were in high school and when all of that was starting. Or if you've ever had to transfer schools, if you've had to like change your life in some way, shape, or form with your education, think back to how long did it take for you to meet your real friends? How long was it before you actually knew what was going on in life and before you could walk confidently down the halls instead of, I think I know what's going on, but I'm just gonna smile and look scared. Think back to that. Write it out. I find writing really helps when it comes to remembering things. And then practice being okay with the fact that it might not be as easy, it might not be as hard to make friends and to discover your new social comfort zone. So, to just wrap up this little video, take notes of what's going on in your life, even if it's just these are my 3 friends. I'm in this club. Doesn't matter how it is, just so long as you can realize what you're doing and then just compare it to where you are later down the road. Try to remember what it was like when you started something new, whether that's high school or transferring schools, anything, even a new job. Try to say, oh, it took me 2 years to really find the people I loved. And it took me 6 months to actually understand this is my friend. This is what I want in a friend. And walk around the campus. Explore what there is. Chances are, if you do that, if you go to the club fair, if you just go to events that they set up for people, you're going to find people. You'll find friends. And I guess my only other thing is that don't assume just because you've made friends in the first few weeks that they have to be your friends and you always have to hang out with them. You are allowed to grow as an individual. And sometimes growing as an individual means letting go of people or exploring new opportunities. The important thing is just to make sure that you are true to yourself, to make sure you respect the people you're hanging out with, and to be okay, to practice empathy with yourself and with others, so that if they decide they suddenly want to be friends with other people, or they discover something new, or you discover something new, it's not like in high school where it's suddenly a big betrayal. It's just sort of like, oh, okay, I can get this. And it's totally fine if you're not at that level, or if you're like, what? This is a betrayal. I'm all by myself. You're supposed to grow as a person. And I hope you do. So if you liked this conversation, this video if you will, feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment. If you have your own tips or suggestions, I'd love to hear them, because my first week as of this video is just getting started. And it's always nice to have reminders or suggestions, though this is my first week of college, so we'll see. And in any case, if you'd like this kind of topic, or if you want to see more videos, you feel free to hit that subscribe button. and I will see you later.